Good afternoon, everyone. This is Scott Anderson with Agri-Best Feeds. Welcome you to our webinar this afternoon where we'll be discussing our summer feeding options. And the thing that we're really excited about this is with the cattle prices where they are, how as producers to maximize your the resources that you have there in your forages, but also to maximize the profits as you look for selling your calves this fall, or if you're raising yearlings, this program works just great. So as we get started, there was a flyer that was sent out here a couple months back talking about premium supplements and the value of utilizing them, and from conception rates to grass tetany, stretching grass, and the big thing we're wanting to focus on today is that maximizing profit. So we have there's a couple of different options we have. We've got a premium option here where utilizing the SweetPro and Redmond together, and we'll pick up about 0.4 of a pound of average daily gain with that. Second option is utilizing the Mineral EX. We'll pick up about 0.2 of a pound of average daily gain over just a regular salt or mineral program, grazing grass with the Mineral EX program. Cattle will eat about 4 to 6 ounces on the Mineral EX along with the Redmond. And option number 3 is our loose mineral program. Don't get a whole lot of extra performance out of that, but the day cost is very low, and you get the 60+ naturally occurring trace minerals from the Redmond natural trace mineral salt, plus an additional vitamins and minerals on that. So Agri-Best, we have a 3-part goal. First off, number 1 is what's best for that animal, their health and performance. Secondly is forage utilization. How true feed efficiency, utilizing that grass, that's really your crop out there, is your forage, and your harvester is that cow. Tuning that harvester up to better utilize that forage. And then the one we really want to focus on today is that producer profits, and we'll show you our calculators and how you can improve your profits through utilizing our feed programs. Big efficiencies that we're looking for and how we track to get the genetic potential with your cattle. A great accounting formula for the cow-calf operation is pounds weaned per female exposed. And we're just going through the breeding season here, so conception rates is probably the number 1 thing that impacts this. And just for your information, the SweetPro Redmond program is incredible on helping improve those conception rates. But then what we're kind of looking at today, focusing on, is that average daily gain, the pounds on pasture, how we can get the most pounds on pasture, feed conversion, true feed efficiency, and then if you're running yearlings or days on feed, if you're in a feedlot situation, that's a pretty big thing. And then bottom line, herd health has big impacts on those pound weans per female exposed. Basically, there's 2 different herds that we're looking at feeding. You've got the 4-legged animal that's out there, and we've got to keep her in tip-top shape, but there's also these microbes that are in the rumen, and those are really the key to what we're looking at, making them efficient and effective, breaking down their forage better, and that helps cattle perform better actually on less feed. So we're targeting the digestive system, seeking a healthy digestive system, and when that digestive system is working to maximum efficiency, that also brings you a healthy reproductive system, healthy animal, and then bottom line, healthy profits. Just run through this. As you know, your hay, your forage grass is all has your energy value, protein values the vitamin, mineral, trace minerals that your cattle are needing. And this time of year, the forage is really good. It's very high in all of these. So there's not really a lot of need for supplementation as far as that goes. But with the SweetPro supplements, we do add some energy and protein and the vitamin mineral, a great vitamin mineral, a trace mineral package in there. But with the probiotic or digestive aid, it actually increases the total digestible nutrients of that grass by about 25%. So when we start looking at feed efficiency and performance, that's going to be a big value. And then the Redmond Natural Trace Mineral, where it has the 60-plus naturally occurring trace minerals, is just a great net under there. So with our SweetPro, we got a great supplement program. It's actually stretching the grass, so cattle are performing better on less feed, and that is big when we start looking at getting into the fall and winter grazing. Perhaps in those areas where we've got a lot of moisture, we can stock a lot of that grass and then just graze that off later in the summer or in the fall. And then the big thing, once again, we're looking at today is boosting that performance, boosted by 0.4 of a pound per calf per day on that average daily gain. So just what is a SweetPro? We start out with an excellent vitamin mineral trace mineral package. About 50% of the minerals are chelated, so organically complex, so the animal is able to recognize them and utilize them well. One of the best mineral programs in the industry. Where we really begin to separate from most other supplements is that we use a distiller's grain. So dry distiller's grains of solubles and condensed distillers solubles, which is a complex carbohydrate as opposed to a starch or sugar. And we'll get into more of the details of the importance on that. But this is the areas where the microbes that break down your forages break this down, and there's different microbes that break down sugars and starches. So this actually improves that digestion. And then our digestive aid of fermented wheat, oats, barley, and flax that we ferment, blend back into. That's where we're getting a lot of our feed efficiencies that we're talking about. We add that with our Redmond Natural Trace Mineral, which comes either in a loose form or block form. Like I was saying, it's a C mineral. It has 60-plus naturally occurring trace minerals in their sorry about that. Got a little bit of feedback, so I had to mute everybody there. If you have any questions, or you can hit that little chat bar on top, and Daryl, our host, will be able to communicate with you through chat during the presentation. So as I was saying, the Mine C mineral has 60-plus naturally occurring trace minerals, all in crystalloid form in their natural balance, and so very great mineral support system that we recommend having on the side. So that is our full complete nutritional program. We take your forage, add the SweetPro and the Redmond on the side, and gives you your complete balanced ration, everything you need. And plus, you're going to get 25% more digestible nutrients out of your forages. Now, with a sugar or starch supplement, what we're seeing is actually increased digestibility is showing increased dry matter intake. Where utilizing the SweetPro supplement, we're getting increased digestibility, but what we're actually seeing is a decreased dry matter intake, and that is huge when you start looking at true feed efficiencies and what's happening out there on the range, where we're able to get your grass to last longer. Very important on a drought year, but even on a good year, that grass lasting longer is actually money in your pocket and boosts the performance of those animals. Just want to take a picture inside the room and take a look at a picture of that. this big oval is representing the rumen on the cow, and these little yellow donuts are representing your forage digesting microbes. And as you can see in here, the microbes break down the grass. But when we add SweetPro, we're feeding those microbes, getting the right environment for those microbes to really multiply. So they've got the food and the right environment, and then the big thing is that they're the same microbes that break down your forage, so you don't have a competition in the rumen. So this is a great thing, and this is actually a positive associative effect. When we add the Redmond Natural Trace Mineral there, we're also improving the health of those microbes. So that's a big deal, where the number of microbes, the environment of the microbes, that's going to really help animal performance and animal health. We also see the forage digestion and feed efficiency increase by 25%. Once again, your grass is lasting longer. Cattle are performing better on less feed. Same picture, if we come in with a molasses or a grain product, either a sugar or a starch, there's different microbes that break that down, and you have what's called the negative associative effect, or the negative effect of starch digestion on sugar digesting on forage digesting bacteria in the rumen. And that we lose efficiency, and that's kind of the difference between the starch or sugar and complex carbohydrate. As far as our feeding program, it's pretty simple. You can call and talk with any of us at Agri-Best, or talk to your dealer. But the big thing is picking the right block for the type of forage situation that you have. So right now, most people are on pretty green grass, and on mature cattle, we're running Fibermate 18s, sometimes down SweetPro 16 to get the consumption where we want it, 3/4 pound to 1.25 pounds per head per day. And then as that grass dries out throughout the summer, we'll just bump to the Fibermate 20, and that's what we feed most of all the way through the winter in most of our region up in this upper Midwest area. Once again, our key is consumption of 3/4 pound to 1.25 pounds on the SweetPro is going to maximize your forage. The nice thing with this being a complex carbohydrate is that we kind of target, get the right block for your situation as close as we can with the hardness of the block, and then we can fine-tune that into the exact consumption that you want. Because it being a complex carbohydrate, you can do what's called space feeding. So in this example, if we're looking one block for 25 head, that would last 10 days at 1 pound per head per day. So we put the block out, keep the Redmond Natural Trace Mineral out, free choice all the time, put the SweetPro block out, and on whenever it runs empty, if it runs empty on day 7, day 8, we just don't put another block out until day 10, and that fine-tunes it right in there. And the reason that is the way God's created those animals is that cattle are able to take on a protein load, a mineral load, energy load, and utilize that kind of over time. And so we don't lose any efficiency. The big thing is we want to make sure that we don't space feed longer than 5 days apart, because we're feeding those microbes in the rumen, and we'll start losing some of that digestibility impact that we're getting from the probiotin. But up to 5 days, it works really great to utilize space feeding to fine-tune that in to exactly what you're wanting your animals to eat. So with that, I'm going to take us over to our website, and if you've got any questions in the process here, please feel free to connect on that little chat log, and connect with Daryl, and he can answer any questions. and we'll be opening it up for questions here in a minute. But here, this is our website. This is agribestfeeds.com. And as you scroll down on this, I want to point out this video right here is an excellent video for just a general overview of what's unique and about SweetPro. The gentleman in the black shirt here is Bob Thornburg, the creator of the product, and the gentleman in the green or gray shirt there is Dr. Abe Schaefer, and they just sit and talk for about 28 minutes on what's unique and different about SweetPro, and a great presentation for you to check out. Down here is a little commercial featuring Clay Tryon. But what we want to focus on, one other thing is to locate a dealer in your area. Just click on this banner, and it will, you can put in your address, and it'll indicate dealers that are close to you. And if not, if you can't find one, always connect with us directly at this 800 number, 866-601-6646. So as we look at our calculators, on this little ribbon on the right side, we'll click on that, and that'll bring us to our summer feeding options calculators. And a couple things just pointing out on our premium one that's using the SweetPro product, just our regular stage of growth blocks, where they eat about 3/4 of a pound to 1.25 pounds of SweetPro, plus Free Choice Redmond salt. We're going to see an approved average daily gain of around 0.4 of a pound per calf. This supplies all the vitamin minerals, trace minerals for the cow, the calf, and that calf in gestation, so fetal programming. So you're getting the value not only for that calf this year. A lot of creep feeding programs will just feed the calf, and so you won't be getting the value to the cow or that calf in gestation. Where this program, we're actually feeding the SweetPro through the cow and getting the value to the calf through the increased milk production, better, higher quality milk from the cow. The calves are learning how to lick on the product and getting some value of that product themselves. And then, great, when you wean, you can just wean onto the calf product, and the calves are already used to and go right to eating that right away. Cut your weaning stress down quite a bit. And then the value of that calf in gestation, the fetal programming. Or if you're running a yearling program, really excellent on that. May pick up a little bit more than the 0.4 of a pound of average daily gain with them through the summer. High rumen bypass protein value increases the milk production, but also the frame and muscle development. So this is another big thing that buyers are looking for, is calves that they can really work with in the feedlot. And SweetPro does a great job of that frame and muscle development, and not finishing them out like a lot of your creep feeds or a molasses program might do. Improves overall health. Stands up great in all weather conditions. The heat of the summer here in Montana, we really haven't warmed up yet, but at some point we're going to get really warm, and the consistency of that product stays the same throughout the different temperature swings, all the way to very cold. It doesn't freeze in the winter, and then it doesn't melt in the summer. So excellent with that. And then finally, there's no extra equipment or feeders needed. It's just pretty easy. Take that 250-pound block and roll it off the back of your pickup or trailer, and you're set to go. And bottom line is, it also does all of that on less grass. On our Plus program is the SweetPro Mineral EX block. Cattle will eat a little bit less, 4 to 6 ounces on the Mineral EX, and the improved average daily gain is about 0.2 of a pound, as opposed to 0.4 of a pound. And I'm not going to focus much on that calculator. You can click on this link here and be able to play around with that. It's very similar to this calculator that we're going to look at now with the premium SweetPro standard blocks. So on this calculator, you're able to put in a number of inputs. Any of these big blocks that are open is where you can put your inputs in. So the first input is what's your current salt mineral day cost that you're using. We're going to be able to replace that because SweetPro is a complete supplement, has all your vitamin, mineral, trace minerals. The salt will connect with the Redmond, and so we'll be able to replace that amount. The second box is your cost of your SweetPro blocks per 250-pound lick block, and in our Zone 2 pricing, so that's kind of Billings, Montana pallet pricing is $105 per 250-pound block. Our target consumption we're going to put in at 1 pound per head per day, and then the day cost on Redmond is going to be around 2 cents per head. That brings us down to our net, or our day cost, at 44 cents that we're going to invest in this program. The improved average daily gain that we're looking at 0.4 of a pound. Cattle market price per pound, this is CattleFact's projection for 2014 at $1.93 nationwide. Seems like that's a little bit low, and we'll be able to play around with that. And you guys who have already contracted your calves, you'll know exactly what number you can put in there. So what this is showing is we have a return on our average daily gain of 77 cents per day, deducting our current mineral cost, and we get a net day gain of 46 cents. Number of days on feed, once again, you can play with that number, but in this example, it's given us an additional profit per head of $82.80. I'll just play around with a couple of these numbers. Let's say you have 10 cents on your current salt and mineral program. That's showing that you would have a $77 additional profit. If you're able to get a truckload pricing, for instance, 12 ton or more, the pricing on Zone 2 goes down to $99 per block, and that would bring your profit up to $81. Your daily consumption, if you went 3/4 of a pound, boost that profit up once again. The big one here, let me go back to a pound, and even at the pallet pricing with 10 cents a day, the big thing that starts to happen, that's one of the big reasons that we're really focused on this and encouraging people to take a look at this, is your cattle prices. So at $2 calves, that brings us up 5 to 10 bucks on the bottom, kind of watching this bottom line down here. If you go, I heard there was a calves that sold, that contracted for $2.43. You can see how that gets really significant down to that bottom line on additional profit per head. So this is a great calculator for you to be able to utilize and play with the numbers for your own operation, and that once again is on agribestfeeds.com. And then these calculators, you're able to click on this feed calculator, and it'll take you right to those feed calculators. This is the premium one. This would be the one for the Mineral EX. When you start looking at hay savings and feeding hay over the winter, this mature cow one will work on that one. So that kind of connects with what I was wanting to share with you today. If you have any questions, I'm going to unmute everyone, and you can just ask your question. Or you can chat any questions in to host Daryl, and he can answer the questions there. Does anyone have any questions? Daryl, do you have anything to add to that, or any other thoughts?
Yeah, just gonna reiterate the things that you were saying. Most everybody uses different mineral programs and protein supplements programs. Look at the cost of the program you're using. Look at the digestive package. Look at the mineral package. Make sure to do a good job comparing what your product, what your money is buying you. And I'm completely confident, especially on the SweetPro, you just won't find a better bargain for what you're going to get out of the product, out of your product, or for your money. And anyway, we see the results all the time, and knowing the product and what is in it, it makes sense why people see the great results that they do. And as Scott has said, this is the time to do it where prices are so high, and what a great way to increase your profit line by putting a little bit extra money in, or maybe just switching out the money you're spending for better products. So anyway, good stuff. Don't hesitate to call with questions, put in orders, anything like that. We'd love to help you out.
Thanks, Daryl. Any other questions out there, or any comments from anybody else who's on the line? Well, I want to thank everyone for participating here. If you got a question, we'll stay on the line here for just a little bit longer, or if you want to chat in your question, Daryl will be able to connect with that and answer or question, either answer that on the air here or answer you back with a chat. Feel free to connect with us directly to our offices at 866-601-6646. That number's there on the website. A lot of great information on agribestfeeds.com, and we just look forward to serving you and how we can work together to help improve your animal's health and performance, your forage utilization, and producer profits. So thanks a bunch, everyone, for attending. We will be having a repeat of this webinar. It will be once again live tonight at 7 o'clock Mountain Time or 8 o'clock Central Time. So thank you very much for attending. I'm going to turn off the recording, and we'll hang on the line if there's any other questions for another 2 or 3 minutes.